I'm sure that more than half of us have procrastinated in our lives, be it with school, with stuff that you just have to do, you know, cleaning your car, cleaning your room, or even putting off writing our note cards for speeches in this class until the very last minute. My quote today is, "Never do today what you can put off till next week." It's by a student. And the student part of me agrees with this quote, but I don't agree with this quote, but as much as I'd like to do the opposite, the student part of me always does follow it. I always do put off things to the last minute because, you know, that's just how we are as people. We're lazy. So to show this, I will use 3 examples. My first example is putting off studying for an exam until the very last minute, usually the day before or the night before. My second example will be staying up late to study for the exam, and then saying like, oh yeah, I'll just wake up really late in the morning and I'll just, you know, finish studying, finish whatever in the morning. That usually never happens. And my last example is putting off something that I have to do. For this example, I will use making a counseling appointment with my counselor. Okay, so my first example is putting off studying for an exam till the very last day. And, you know, usually we'll know about exams 2 or 3 weeks before the exam date, or teachers will even give us a syllabus of all the exams throughout the semester. So, you know, the week of the exam comes and I'm always like, okay, yeah, I have a week, you know, no problem. I have so much time to work on it, and the days quickly pass, and before I know it, it's the last day before the exam, and I'm like, oh gosh, I have to study now. So, usually, I'll study until it's late at night, and then I'll get tired, and I'll just be like, okay, I'll wake up in the morning to study for exam. And I don't know if you guys have been in that situation, but that usually never happens. I usually never wake up on time to study in the morning. And my last example is making a counseling appointment. So I have to, I don't know how many of you are planning on transferring or what your plans are for school, but I'm planning on transferring. So last semester I had to make an appointment with my counselor, and I was like, oh, you know, I have all semester, like I don't feel like calling the office or going to the office to make an appointment. So before I knew it, the whole, like half the semester passed, and even then I was like, okay, no, I'll, you know, I still have a lot of time. So eventually it was like pretty much the last few weeks of the semester, so I had to make an appointment. And by then, most of the counseling appointments were filled up, so I had to like cram all my time. And during, you know, the last part of the semester, I had a lot going on. You know, I was working like 30 hours a week, just all this stuff piling on. So I tried to schedule my time better now so that like I won't procrastinate, even though I still do sometimes. So in conclusion, the quote I had was, "Never do today what you can put off till next week," and I strongly suggest to you guys to not do that, to definitely do today, or you know, finish what you can, so you can have the whole rest of the week or whatever time you have to just, you know, relax because you already finished the task that you need to do. Thank you.
All right, Jessica, good preview. You kept it organized while you were speaking. The introduction was fine. I thought at first that it was a little unclear what your theme was, although you had identified the topic. At the end of the speech, I thought it was a little bit clear, the point that you were trying to make. On presentation communication issues, your voice is fine. You've got a lot of variety in the voice. I think that's good. And it's very fluent. You go through the presentation. There aren't hesitance and stops and awkward pauses. So all of those things are working pretty well. Good gestures. I thought it was a smart move to get the topic out of your hand early on in the speech so that it's not distracting you. You're not playing with it. You're not constantly looking at it, which is what a lot of people do because they've got that piece of paper in their hand. Maybe more inspiration will come to me because I've got a piece of paper in my hand, and you generally just recognize that it's got to come out of your head. So I thought you did a pretty good job on those things. A couple of things that I thought were problematic. When you look at us, you do a nice job looking at us and talking to us, but sometimes you disengage. You look off in the corner, you're looking into the sky for inspiration, and it takes you a while to get back to what it was that you were talking about. So that's a little bit iffy. And then, although I thought that you did a nice job stepping up to speak close to us, and most of the time your body movement was fine, sometimes you look a little bit anxious, and I think I wrote it down. You kind of lift your foot up off of the ground every once in a while, like I'm a little nervous. I got to pull my foot up and shake it around a little bit and get some of that energy out and then put it back down. So those are the two places I saw the anxiety coming out. At the end, I thought you had a nice summary and a good exit line. So the speech part, the part where you constructed the speech, I think that was pretty solid, and most of your presentation was good with one or two things to watch for. All right. Thank you.